Welcome to the Homeownership podcast presented by Momentum Realty, located in Hanover, Massachusetts. This series covers all things real estate and the best practices for buying, selling, and owning properties. Now here's your host, Sean Maloney.
Welcome to episode 101, 5 Keys to Listing a Home. I'm your host, Sean Patrick Maloney. Thank you for joining me this week. This week I want to talk to you about the 5 most important things when listing a home. Let's just run them down real quick and then break them down over the podcast so you can understand why each one of these is so important when it comes to selling your most valuable asset, your home. What brokerage, what price, timing, staging, and hiring the right agent are what it really comes down to. Let's break each one down here. Talk about the hows, the whys, and the whens, so that way there you can get the most money for your home under the best terms possible in any marketplace. All right, let's talk about it. So what brokerage makes a big difference when it comes to brand standards and guidelines? At Momentum Realty, every home gets professional drone and regular professional photography. Why is this so important? Well, in the online digital world, it's really crucial we get the right people into the home to get the most offers possible. Attracting the wrong people in leads to a false interpretation that we're doing well, all the while not selling the home. Our job is to sell the home and to get the most offers possible to ultimately get the most money possible. While not every marketplace bears multiple offers or bidding wars, sometimes it's up, sometimes it's down. Right now, we are in an extreme seller's market due to the lack of inventory, so there's never been a better time to sell your home because you don't have competition out there, which leads to bidding wars. There's lots of buyers and very few sellers, which leads to sellers getting their terms because if they're patient, the right person will offer them what they want in order to do it. But just knowing, getting the right people in, having the brand standards of making sure that all the listings have all the information. I know this seems funny, but how often do you look at homes on the MLS system and it doesn't mention something that it does when you get there, or Zillow, or wherever you look? You get there, you realize, oh, that's gas heat. Why is that not on the listing? How did that slip by a real estate brokerage's nose? Not just the agent, but the brokerage themselves. So the agent is important, but we're going to talk about that later. Right now, we're talking about the true brokerage in the sense of the owner of the company and their people. Why do they not notice people working within their company not keeping any standard? And you know what it is? It's actually just due to not really truly caring. It's not the caring group. At Momentum Realty, real small as far as overall versus a lot of the industry, but real powerful. We have a lot of people that truly care about what they do, and they're looking to take your listing to the absolute next level. From our creative director, Kyle, who's an expert videographer, photographer, to our IT expert, Brian, we really make sure we get your listing in front of the most amount of people. What price you list at makes all the difference when trying to make the most money. The highest list price doesn't just necessarily mean the most first sale price. Why is this? Well, if you overshoot the market or undershoot the market, you can have some drastic problems. If you overshoot the market, you have no offers. No one wants it. No one wants to put an offer in because the price is just so ridiculous, so they're going to wait. And then when the price breaks come, that's even worse because once price breaks start, you never get a full price offer. People will always try to undercut you, and they'll just feel like you're weak because you've made it to a point, especially in a seller's marketplace. When you make it to a point where you need to make a price cut, you really missed your mark, and you're never going to get top dollar for the home. Same goes if you undercut. If you undercut, say you thought the house was worth $400, you thought you were being cute by putting it on for $300 and it was going to bid its way up, that's not going to happen. You got to remember, people stay within reason. Bidding 33% more than purchase value, while it may happen in certain marketplaces, is less than likely. You're not going to get to that top number. So if you think it's going to sell for $400, maybe depending on the marketplace, coming in somewhere between $375 and $395 is going to be advisable, right? So that we can get multiple offers and we get a bidding war going when we know that there's volume. But then on the other side, when the market's headed down, knowing how to undercut the market to be accurate to the day it will sell on, knowing that houses stay on the market for several days before offer, and knowing that we don't want to have to make consistent price breaks and seem weak, That's going to get us the most money possible. Because remember, not always does the highest list price mean that it's going to sell for that. The sale price is completely different than list price. So being realistic about where it sells, not only will it sell for more money, but it'll save you the holding costs or carrying costs of the home for months more because you actually sell quicker, which when you sell quicker, it takes a lot of the stress off the entire transaction and gives you a better experience overall. Next up, let's talk about timing. Timing can be everything. Knowing when inventory is low and demand is high is the time to sell. And currently, there's a massive shortage in the single-family housing industry. So we don't have a lot of inventory out there. People are getting what they want right away because of that. When everybody comes on in the spring, while yes, the market is climbing, you will not see as aggressive over-asking price bidding wars when that happens, because the rules of supply and demand tell us that if you have multiple options, somebody is not willing to go up as high if they don't have options. So sometimes having that buyer feel cornered in the idea of you're the only basically show in town, you really have a lot of power there. You really have a lot of negotiation power in the idea of, well, if you don't like what we think, then go somewhere else. Oh, wait, there is nowhere else. It's always a powerful statement. So knowing the inventory is huge. Every market, whether it be a horrible market, great market, there's times where inventory is less than desirable. Usually there's a great time to sell houses right around Christmas season or other holidays. Just you got New Year's, you got Hanukkah, you got so much going on at that time of the year that a lot of people don't sell. So by being the seller, then you actually open yourself up to when the buyers are really chomping at the bit. They're not seeing anything new. They're not getting new update emails. So when you do come on, you have everybody's attention and you have it immediately. Next up, let's talk about staging. Staging a home for its highest and best use will maximize the sale price. When rooms are staged, it gives inspiration to buyers. So remember, a lot of people, I know it might sound comical and silly, but they don't envision anything. They don't really come up with thought. They just look for thought to be placed there for them. What do I mean by this? When they walk in a room and there's a desk there, it's an office. Yes, is it the third bedroom being used as the office? Yes, but in their brain, it's an office. So by not staging the house for the highest and best use, and by just having it staged the way that you use it, it's not always going to get you the most money. Got to remember, everything we do in our home, from the moment we decide to sell it on, and honestly, for most people it should be even longer, but during that time, it's time to remember it's not about us. It's about the majority. It's about how do I make the most people happy with this exact use. So staging the place, making the organization happen through the cabinets and closets to make them look bigger, having the bedrooms set up as bedrooms and desks set up as desks, having, everything in order, not having stuff like tons of storage right inside the doorway because you have 7 million coats, taking it down to the one that you wear right now, and just making sure that you give the buyer that correct inspiration to the best use of the home. Again, it may not be the use that you're using it for, which is perfectly fine, but you've got to remember during the selling process, when you're selling a home, it is okay to be burdened. The burden is worth the money. Unburdened sellers, people who don't change their life, are either one of two things. They live that way and they live with a really organized house, or they're getting less money, right? Because they're not doing it. So I would highly recommend you always have your house staged and ready for buyers. It may be as simple as staging, as in cleaning the place up, folding the towels nicely, or it may be as drastic as renting furniture and having a professional company come out. Our agents over at Momentum Realty are Move Mentors. They actually will help you in the buying, selling, and owning process, but they'd be happy to come out and give at least a general consultation of what to do. And then if need be, we can refer you to a professional that can take the staging to the next level, or physically actually take care of the staging for you, not just give you a plan, but implement the process from getting the painting done to ending up putting in furniture, depending on what you need. Staging normally will pay off, but we do always make sure that we talk with the person first, make sure the expense is worth the expense and that it will net you a higher overall sale price. Next up, hiring the right agent to help guide you will lead to success. Momentum Realty agents, we call them Move Mentors because they guide you through the process of buying, selling, and owning. It's a really important concept. We try to really ingrain that in both our agents and clients, because oftentimes we walk into a house to sell it, they have already done work, but they didn't consult us first. And there's a disappointment level, not by you not contacting us, but in the fact that you spent more money than it was worth when it comes to the long-term resaleability of your home and having to sell it for 70 cents on the dollar. Being that long-term guide through the entire process, being that mentor, not just a salesperson. We are salespersons by license and we do sell things, but we don't look at it as a sale as much as we look at it as a relationship start where we're going to help you in the process of buying, selling, or owning your house and for life. We want to be with you because that way there we can make the relationship truly high value. We can always give you the right judgment calls on things, and we can help make great financial decisions in the aspect of housing with you. Well, we can't guarantee markets and all these things. We can use an educated guess towards where things are headed and help you make the right decisions that work financially for you, mentally for you, physically for you, in every way possible so that you get the house of your dreams. And when you sell, it works in a process where you don't feel stressed out, you know what's going on, you have an understanding, and you feel confident in our ability to help you make decisions so that you get the most money for the best terms. I hope this guide helps you understand better about listing your home. 2021 is off to a great start. I'd recommend listing today. If you're looking for an agent that can help you out, reach out to us over here at Momentum Realty, and we'd be happy to help you. Make sure to subscribe to this podcast. Make sure to tell your friends and family about it as well. I think more people should be listening and getting this great free information. That way there, when they go to buy, sell, or own their home, they know what they're doing. Also check out our Facebook group, our newsletter, as well as our blog. Have a great week. I look forward to talking to you next week.